Representative Lauren Boebert has just introduced her bill, the Freedom from Taxes Act of 2026. The bill reduces the $200 tax on short-barrel rifles and destructive devices to zero and ends the unconstitutional registration of gun owners. Way to go, Lauren Boebert. There are some good people in government. I'm sure you all heard about Thomas Massie losing the election. Trump badmouthed Thomas, and the AIPAC gave millions of dollars, and they won the election. Or did they? Many people have questions. I do. Thomas got 19% more votes than he did last time he ran. And the amount of voters that showed up this time, double the amount of voters from last time. Come on. It just doesn't sound real to me. And they spent on this other guy $30 million to get a job that pays about, what, $150,000, something like that. Something's wrong, folks. Something's wrong. Oh, here's a good one. A sinkhole shuts down major runway at LaGuardia Airport, prompting cancellations and delays, causing all flights to use other existing runway. They have 2 runways. As of Wednesday afternoon, approximately 200 flights were canceled. No estimate on when the runway will be repaired. It's a sinkhole. It's going to take some time. Oh my gosh. Then they got to pour concrete. I don't know how many, the depth of the concrete they pour on the runway, but it's got to be pretty good. And then you got to let the concrete dry. Okay. That's going to be rough out of LaGuardia. Well, the Senate has voted to bar its members from collecting a paycheck when the government is shut down. What do you know? Even though that's like a no-brainer, they should do that. They should be one of us. I still believe that it wouldn't have surprised me at all if they voted that down. They said, no, we need to get a check. So it gives me some hope in our government. The 60-day deadline in the War Powers Act expired May 1st. Trump has declared the Wars Powers Act unconstitutional and says he will start bombing again within days if Iran doesn't agree with his provisions, which we all know that they will not. They're not going to agree. They haven't agreed yet, and we bombed the crap out of them. Why would they agree now? They're on a mission. And our government knows that. On May 14th of this year, during a routine maintenance inspection, divers found an IED, improvised explosive device, at a reservoir dam in Mobile, Alabama. The device was located at the base of the dam, which supplies drinking water to about 350,000 people. The FBI and police conducted a controlled detonation. Who do you think it was that put that down there? It was some terrorist. And where did they come from? Our government knew when they opened the borders that these people were just going to flood right in. They want us dead. And they didn't check, they didn't verify or anything. Our government knew this. Our government's not stupid. They don't make stupid mistakes. Something's wrong. You know, Lincoln said something about, I don't know the exact, I won't think of it, but when America goes down, it'll be from within. That was pretty insightful. Foreclosure filings are surging. They surged in October for the 8th straight month. If this continues, it'll bring about declining property values, which I understand a lot of cities are already experiencing that. So it's rough. Times are rough right now. And everything that I listen to says prices are going to go up more. We're not done, especially with that Strait of Hormuz thing and supply chains breaking down. Now, oil, that's all about oil, right? I'm going to buy a couple of 5-quart synthetic oil jugs so I can do oil changes and a couple of filters. So it'll, if they run low on that stuff, I'll have it, and I'll have bought it at a cheaper price probably. And that's even if they have that stuff. They might go out. Scams. Americans over 60 lost nearly $5 billion to scammers last year, $83,000 being the average loss. And many scams are not reported. The FBI says 3 scams are doing the most damage. The number one is the fake grandchild emergency call. They call your grandchild, and all they have to do is say a few words. They ask them, is this so-and-so? And they say yes or no or whatever. And are you familiar with this bank or whatever? And the grandchild answers a few questions, and AI has their voice recorded perfectly and can send a message to the grandparent and say, hey, I'm stuck in so-and-so town. They put me in jail and they won't let me out. I need $1,000 or $10,000 or $50,000. Please send me a gift certificate with that much money, or put money in this Bitcoin account. And I guess these older people, I don't know how old they are, older than me. I don't know. I wouldn't fall for that. Maybe I would. I don't know. I mean, if they had my son's voice perfect, I don't know. They say the way to avoid that is to come up with a safe word. So you ask your grandchild or whoever, what's the safe word? And if they can't tell you the safe word, you got them. So even if you don't have a safe word, I think it's good to ask, what's the safe word? That'll confuse the scammer. And he'll have to hem and haw. He won't know a safe word. You don't even have one. But so always ask, what's the safe word? Okay. And the second most is fake tech support, suggesting that you transfer your savings to a safer account. People actually do this stuff. If somebody contacts you, suspect that it's fake. Hang up and you contact your bank or your grandson or whoever it is that they say they are. Just tell them, hold on, I'll get right back with you, and call that person or that bank or whatever. That way you know who you're talking to. I've got another little bit of news. We've traveled, Millie and I, have traveled through 3 states. We must have gassed up, I don't know, a dozen times. And not one station had a label that said 15% ethanol. They all said 10%, like they always do. So either they're not doing this 15% ethanol, or they're doing the 15% ethanol and they're not labeling the gas tank, the pump. In which case, you're getting some crummy gas and they're not telling you. Either way, I have a 95 Mazda with a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder motor, but it's got fuel injection, which I understand that ethanol messes up carburetors pretty bad. Not the fuel injection. But there's other things that it can mess up too, seals and stuff. And the gas tank, it somehow attracts water. Anyway, I got this product called Pride G. It's for gas. You have Pri-D for diesel. And it keeps the water from collecting in your gas tank from this ethanol gas. So I've been using it. I think it comes out to, I have to put an ounce for 16 gallons, which is about what my tank is. So in an ounce, I think cost, I forget exactly what the cost comes out to, 50 cents. But with the price of gas today, it's costing 40, 50 bucks to fill my little gas tank up. So what's 50 extra cents to help my motor last longer? So I'm going to use the Pri-G, even with the 10% ethanol. That's all the news for today. Can you hear those birds? This place has 1 million birds. Everybody have a great day. Storms are coming in here in Texas. We had some lightning last night. Be safe out there. Memorial Day weekend coming up.